Speak success is rarely the result of one lucky moment. It is the result of ordinary days repeated with extraordinary commitment. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a week and underestimate what they can accomplish in 6 months. They want instant transformation, immediate rewards, and visible progress from the very beginning. But real change doesn't work that way. Growth is quiet before it becomes obvious. Imagine what your life could look like if, for the next 6 months, you committed to becoming just 1% better every day. What if you stopped waiting for motivation and started relying on discipline? What if you chose consistency over comfort, purpose over excuses, and action over endless planning? 6 months from now, your habits could be stronger, your skills could be sharper, your confidence could be higher, and your future could look completely different. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not talent. It is the willingness to keep showing up when nobody is watching. Every early morning, every difficult decision, every extra hour of learning, and every moment you refuse to quit becomes an investment in the person you are becoming. The greatest transformations are invisible at first. Like planting a seed, nothing seems to happen on the surface. But beneath the ground, the roots are growing stronger every single day. Then one day, the results appear, and people call it an overnight success. They never saw the months of preparation that made it possible. Danapos, measure your progress by Tadayapos results. Measure it by Tadayapos, commitment. Every workout, every page you read, every new skill you practice, and every promise you keep to yourself is shaping your future. Your life changes the moment your daily choices begin to align with the person you want to become. 6 months is enough time to build habits that last a lifetime, to replace doubt with confidence, and to create opportunities that once seemed impossible. The only question is whether you will use those 6 months to make excuses or to make progress. Your future isn't waiting for the perfect moment. It is waiting for your decision. Start today. Stay consistent. Trust the process. 6 months from now, I'll either wish you had started today or will be grateful that you did. Deciding that your future matters more than your comfort is one of the most powerful choices you will ever make. Every meaningful transformation begins with a decision, not with perfect circumstances, unlimited resources, or endless motivation. It begins the moment you stop allowing temporary comfort to dictate your permanent future. Most people are not held back because they lack talent or intelligence. They are held back because they consistently choose what feels easy today instead of what will create a better tomorrow. Comfort is attractive because it asks nothing from you. It allows you to stay where you are, to avoid risk, to postpone difficult conversations, and to convince yourself that there will always be another opportunity. But while comfort feels safe, it often comes at the cost of your potential. Every day spent avoiding growth is a day your future quietly slips further away. Your future is built by the decisions you make when no one is watching. It is built when you wake up early instead of pressing the snooze button. It is built when you choose to study instead of scrolling endlessly through social media. It is built when you invest in learning new skills while others spend their evenings making excuses. These choices may seem small in the moment, but over weeks and months, they become the foundation of an entirely different life. Success is rarely created by one extraordinary action. It is created by ordinary decisions repeated consistently over time. The uncomfortable truth is that growth always requires sacrifice. There will be moments when you feel tired, uncertain, and tempted to quit. Speak. There will be invitations you decline because your goals require focus. There will be mornings when staying in bed feels easier than chasing your dream. There will be days when your efforts seem unnoticed and your progress appears invisible. These are the moments that define your future. Anyone can stay committed when everything is exciting. The people who change their lives are the ones who remain committed when the excitement disappears and discipline becomes the only thing carrying them forward. Comfort promises immediate satisfaction but rarely delivers lasting fulfillment. Growth, on the other hand, often feels difficult at first, but it rewards you with confidence, capability, and freedom. Every challenge you overcome teaches you something about yourself that comfort never could. Every obstacle strengthens your resilience. Every setback develops patience. Every difficult decision proves that you are becoming someone capable of handling greater responsibility. You begin to realize that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret can last for years. Choosing your future also means learning to delay gratification instead of asking, what do I feel like doing today? You begin asking, what kind of person do I want to become? That simple shift changes everything. Your daily actions stop being driven by emotions and start being guided by purpose. You no longer chase comfort because you understand that your dreams demand something greater. You become willing to do the work even when the rewards are far away because you trust that consistency always produces results. The people you admire did not arrive at success by accident. They made countless decisions that others were unwilling to make. They accepted temporary discomfort in exchange for long-term opportunities. They practiced when no one applauded, learned when no one required them to, and kept moving when no one believed in them. Their greatest advantage was not extraordinary ability, but extraordinary commitment. They understood that every decision either builds the future they desire or strengthens the habits they need to leave behind. When you finally decide that your future matters more than your comfort, your priorities begin to change. Excuses lose their power because your purpose becomes stronger than your fear. Distractions become easier to ignore because your vision becomes clearer. Challenges stop looking like roadblocks and start looking like opportunities to grow. You no longer measure your days by how comfortable they were, but by how much progress you made. That is the moment your life begins to change. Not because the world around you changed, but because the decisions within you changed first. Every remarkable future begins with someone who is willing to sacrifice today apos, comfort for tomorrow apos as possibilities. The life you dream about is waiting on the other side of the decisions you make today. Extraordinary results are rarely created by extraordinary actions. They are created by ordinary habits repeated with consistency, patience, and purpose. Many people spend their lives searching for the one breakthrough that will instantly transform everything. They look for shortcuts, secret formulas, or perfect opportunities, believing success arrives in dramatic moments. But the truth is far less glamorous and far more powerful. Success is built through small daily choices that seem almost insignificant in the moment but become life-changing over time. Every habit you repeat is like placing another brick in the foundation of your future. One brick may not seem important, but thousands of carefully placed bricks eventually become a structure strong enough to withstand any storm. Every morning presents a new opportunity to reinforce the person you are becoming. The decision to wake up on time, exercise, read a few pages, practice a skill, plan your day, or complete one important task may not produce immediate rewards. Speak, in fact, most good habits offer very little visible progress at first. This is why so many people quit too early. They judge their efforts based on what they can see instead of trusting the process that is quietly working beneath the surface. Just like planting a tree, the roots develop long before the branches become visible. Your habits are creating unseen growth every single day, even when the results have not yet appeared. Small improvements have a remarkable ability to multiply over time. Learning one new idea every day may seem insignificant, but after 6 months, you will have gained knowledge that separates you from the average person. Saving a little money consistently may not feel exciting today, but over the years it creates financial stability. Exercising regularly may not change your body in a week, but over months it transforms your health, energy, and confidence. Speaking kindly to others every day strengthens relationships that become valuable throughout your life. The power of habits is not found in what they accomplish today, but in what they accumulate over time. Consistency matters more than intensity. Many people begin with enthusiasm, working harder than necessary for a few days before burning out completely. They mistake temporary motivation for lasting commitment. Real growth is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about continuing even when you cannot give your best. A short workout is better than skipping it entirely. Reading one chapter is better than reading nothing. Completing one meaningful task is better than waiting for the perfect moment to accomplish everything. Progress belongs to those who keep moving forward, even in small steps. Your habits shape your identity long before they shape your results. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. Every disciplined choice sends a message to your mind that you are someone who follows through. Over time, these repeated actions change the way you see yourself. You stop trying to become disciplined because discipline becomes part of who you are. You stop chasing confidence because confidence grows naturally from repeated acts of consistency. The person you become is always more important than the goals you achieve because the right identity will continue producing success long after one achievement is complete. The greatest obstacle to building powerful habits is the desire for immediate rewards. Human nature wants quick results, but meaningful success follows a different timeline. There will be weeks when your efforts seem unnoticed. There will be days when you question whether your habits are making any difference. Those are the moments that matter most. Every successful person has experienced seasons where progress felt invisible. They continued anyway because they understood that consistency eventually reaches a tipping point. One day, the results that seemed impossible suddenly become obvious, and people call it luck or natural talent. What they fail to see are the countless ordinary days that made those extraordinary moments possible. The quality of your future depends on the quality of your daily routines. Your habits either move you closer to your dreams or quietly pull you away from them. Every choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. When you choose growth over comfort, learning over excuses, and discipline over distraction, those decisions begin to compound. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years, and the life you once imagined becomes your reality. Extraordinary results are never accidental. They are the natural outcome of ordinary actions performed with extraordinary consistency. The life you desire is not created in one defining moment, but in the small decisions you make every single day. Consistency becomes truly valuable when progress is invisible. Anyone can stay committed when the results are immediate, the encouragement is constant, and every effort brings visible rewards. Speak. The real test begins when you continue working without applause, without recognition, and without clear evidence that your efforts are making a difference. This is where most people give up. They mistake the absence of visible results for the absence of progress. They assume that because they cannot see change, nothing is happening. But the most important stages of growth often happen beneath the surface, long before anyone, including you, can recognize them. Think about the way a seed grows beneath the soil. For weeks, there is nothing visible above the ground. It appears as though nothing is changing, yet beneath the surface, roots are spreading deeper, becoming stronger, and preparing to support future growth. If someone judged the seed only by what they could see, they would conclude that it had failed. But nature reminds us that preparation always comes before visible success. Your life follows the same principle. Every disciplined morning, every late-night study session, every workout, every page you read, every difficult decision you make is strengthening the roots of the future you are building. The challenge is that invisible progress can feel discouraging. You may spend weeks learning a new skill and still feel like a beginner. You may work hard to improve your health without seeing immediate physical changes. You may dedicate yourself to your business or career without receiving recognition or financial rewards. During these moments, doubt begins to whisper that your efforts are meaningless. It encourages you to quit because the finish line seems too far away. Yet this is exactly where persistence becomes more powerful than talent. Those who continue despite uncertainty often achieve what those with greater natural ability never do, simply because they refuse to stop. Success rarely announces its arrival one step at a time. It often appears suddenly after months of quiet preparation. What feels like an overnight breakthrough is almost always the result of hundreds of invisible days filled with consistent effort. People celebrate the promotion but never see the years of learning behind it. They admire the athlete's performance but overlook the countless early mornings of training. They praise the entrepreneur's success but ignore the failures, long nights, and difficult decisions that came before the breakthrough. Visible success is simply the reward for invisible consistency. Consistency also builds something far more valuable than external results. It builds character. Every time you continue despite feeling discouraged, you develop resilience. Every time you honor your commitments without immediate rewards, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you choose purpose over comfort, you prove to yourself that your actions are guided by principles rather than emotions. These qualities cannot be purchased or borrowed. They are earned through repeated choices made during seasons when giving up would have been easier. One of the greatest mistakes people make is comparing their beginning to someone else's breakthrough. Social media and public success stories often display the harvest, while hiding the years of planting and cultivation. This creates unrealistic expectations and unnecessary frustration. Instead of measuring your progress against someone else's timeline, measure it against the person you were yesterday. Small improvements may not seem impressive from one day to the next, but they become extraordinary over months and years. Progress is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply refusing to quit when nothing appears to be changing. There will be moments when you feel tired, overlooked, and tempted to abandon your goals. During those times, remember why you started. Your purpose should always be stronger than your emotions. Feelings come and go, but commitment is a decision you renew every day. Even when motivation disappears, your habits can carry you forward. The discipline to keep showing up is what separates lasting success from temporary enthusiasm. Trust that every effort has value, even if the reward has not yet arrived. Every challenge is teaching you patience. Every obstacle is strengthening your determination. Every day you remain consistent is preparing you for opportunities you cannot yet see. One day, the progress that once felt invisible will become impossible to ignore. The confidence you gain, the skills you develop, the relationships you build, and the opportunities that appear will all reflect the quiet work you continued when no one else believed it mattered. The greatest victories belong to those who had the courage to remain faithful to the process, even when the results were hidden from view. Your future is directly connected to the value you bring to the world. While many people spend their time chasing opportunities, the most successful individuals focus on becoming the kind of person opportunities naturally seek. They understand that lasting success is not built by hoping someone notices them, but by developing skills that make them impossible to ignore. Every new skill you acquire expands your ability to solve problems, create value, and contribute in meaningful ways. The more value you offer, the more doors begin to open, not because of luck, but because you have prepared yourself to step through them. Every single day gives you a chance to become more capable than you were yesterday. You do not need to master everything at once. In fact, meaningful growth rarely happens in giant leaps. It happens through steady learning and deliberate practice. Reading a chapter from a book, taking an online course, improving your communication, strengthening your leadership, learning a new technology, practicing a language, or refining a professional skill may seem like small actions, but they create remarkable momentum over time. Each day you invest in learning, you are increasing the value you can offer to your family, your workplace, your community, and your future. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that education ends when school ends. Formal education may provide knowledge, but personal growth depends on lifelong learning. The world is constantly changing. Industries evolve, technology advances, and new opportunities emerge every year. Those who refuse to grow eventually find themselves left behind, while those who remain curious continue discovering new possibilities. The willingness to learn is no longer just an advantage, it is a necessity. Every skill you develop today prepares you for challenges and opportunities that may not even exist yet. Developing valuable skills also builds confidence, but not the kind of confidence that comes from praise or recognition. It creates quiet confidence rooted in competence. When you know you have invested time into improving yourself, you begin to trust your own abilities. Challenges become less intimidating because you know you can learn, adapt, and improve. Instead of fearing change, you begin to welcome it because every new situation becomes another opportunity to grow. Confidence built on continuous learning is stronger than confidence built on temporary success because it is supported by real capability. Growth requires humility. You must be willing to admit that there is always something new to learn. Pride convinces people they already know enough, but humility keeps the mind open. The most accomplished individuals are often the most eager students because they understand that mastery is a lifelong journey, not a final destination. They ask questions, seek feedback, learn from mistakes, and remain teachable regardless of how much experience they have. Their greatest strength is not that they know everything, but that they never stop learning. As your skills improve, your perspective begins to change. Speak problems that once seemed overwhelming become manageable because you now possess the knowledge and experience to solve them. You begin seeing opportunities where others only see obstacles. You become someone who contributes solutions instead of complaints. People naturally trust those who consistently bring value, and that trust creates relationships, influence, and opportunities that cannot be forced. The more you develop yourself, the more others recognize your ability to make a meaningful difference. There will be days when learning feels slow and progress seems invisible. You may struggle to understand new concepts or feel frustrated when improvement takes longer than expected. Those moments are not signs to quit, they are signs that you are stretching beyond your current limits. Every expert was once a beginner who chose not to give up. Every successful leader was once someone who knew far less than they know today. Skill is not a gift reserved for a fortunate few. It is the reward for consistent effort, focused practice, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Never underestimate the power of becoming just a little better every day. A single new lesson may not transform your life overnight, but hundreds of lessons accumulated over months and years will shape an entirely different future. The skills you develop become assets that no setback can easily take away. They travel with you wherever you go, opening new possibilities and giving you the ability to create value in every season of life. When you commit to developing yourself every single day, you are not simply preparing for your next opportunity, you are becoming the person who is ready for opportunities that others are not equipped to seize. Every hour invested in growth is an investment in a future where your value continues to rise, your influence continues to expand, and your potential continues to unfold. Motivation is a powerful feeling, but it is one of the least reliable foundations on which to build a meaningful life. It comes and goes with your emotions, your circumstances, and even your energy levels. Some mornings, you wake up feeling inspired and ready to conquer the world. Other mornings, you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. If your actions depend entirely on how motivated you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. The people who achieve lasting success understand that motivation may help them start, but discipline is what keeps them moving long after the excitement has faded. They do not wait until they feel like taking action. They take action because they have decided that their commitment is greater than their emotions. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when it is inconvenient, uncomfortable, or difficult. It is choosing the workout when your body wants to rest, choosing the book when entertainment is easier, choosing preparation when procrastination seems more appealing, and choosing long-term purpose over short-term pleasure. These decisions are rarely exciting in the moment, but they shape the future in extraordinary ways. Every disciplined action is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you honor your commitments instead of your feelings, you strengthen your character and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than your emotions suggest. One of the greatest misconceptions about successful people is that they are always motivated. In reality, they experience doubt, fatigue, frustration, and discouragement just like everyone else. The difference is not that they have stronger feelings, but that they have stronger habits. They have trained themselves to act regardless of how they feel. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the consequences of their choices can last a lifetime. Instead of asking, quote, "Do I feel like doing this today?" quote, they ask, quote, "Will this move me closer to the life I want?" Quote, that simple shift changes everything because it places purpose above comfort. Speak. Discipline also creates freedom, even though it may appear restrictive at first. Many people believe discipline limits their choices, but the opposite is true. Financial discipline creates financial freedom. Health discipline creates physical freedom. Learning discipline creates career opportunities. Emotional discipline creates healthier relationships. Every area of life rewards those who consistently make wise decisions, even when those decisions require sacrifice. The temporary discomfort of discipline eventually leads to a life with more options, more confidence, and more control. The first few days of building discipline are often the hardest because your old habits resist change. Your mind naturally seeks comfort and familiarity. It will give you convincing excuses to delay your goals until tomorrow. It will tell you that one missed workout does not matter, one day without studying is acceptable, or one distraction will not make a difference. While each excuse may seem harmless, Repeated excuses gradually become patterns, and patterns shape your future. Discipline is built by refusing to negotiate with those excuses. It grows every time you choose action over avoidance. There will be seasons when your efforts seem unnoticed. You may wonder if your discipline choices are making any real difference. During those moments, remember that discipline is not only producing external results, it is transforming you internally. Every promise you keep to yourself builds self-respect. Every challenge you overcome strengthens resilience. Every day you remain committed develops confidence that cannot be given by praise or taken away by criticism. The greatest reward of discipline is not simply achieving your goals, but becoming the kind of person who is capable of achieving them again and again. Consistency is where discipline reveals its true power. One extraordinary day will never outperform hundreds of ordinary days lived with purpose. Small actions repeated over weeks and months create remarkable outcomes. A single page read each day becomes dozens of books over the years. A single workout repeated consistently transforms health. A single skill practiced daily becomes expertise. These results are not produced by bursts of motivation, but by unwavering discipline. Success belongs to those who continue when enthusiasm disappears because they understand that progress is earned through repetition. The life you dream about will never be built on occasional inspiration. It will be built on the quiet decisions you make every single day when no one is watching. Discipline becomes the bridge between your vision and your reality. It carries you through difficult seasons, keeps you focused during distractions, and reminds you that your purpose is greater than your comfort. When you stop depending on motivation and begin embracing discipline, you no longer leave your future to chance. You take ownership of it, one decision at a time, until the person you once hoped to become is the person you see in the mirror. Success is not measured by how quickly you reach the top, but by how long you are able to remain there. Many people dream about achieving success, but far fewer prepare themselves to sustain it. They focus on reaching the destination while ignoring the character required to stay there. Lasting success demands more than talent, ambition, or opportunity. It requires becoming a person whose habits, mindset, and values are strong enough to carry the weight of greater responsibility. The greatest goal is not simply to achieve success once, but to become someone who can create it repeatedly, protect it wisely, and use it to make a meaningful difference. The foundation of long-term success is character. Skills may open doors, intelligence may create opportunities, and hard work may produce impressive results. But character determines whether those results will last. Integrity, humility, honesty, and responsibility are qualities that cannot be replaced by talent. People may admire your abilities, but they trust your character. Trust becomes one of the most valuable assets you can ever possess because it creates relationships, partnerships, and opportunities that no amount of talent alone can provide. When your values remain strong during success, you build a reputation that continues to serve you long after achievements fade. Long-term success also requires emotional maturity. Life will not always unfold according to your plans. There will be setbacks after victories, criticism after accomplishments, and disappointments after moments of celebration. If your emotions control your decisions, your progress will always be unstable. The person who sustains success learns to remain calm under pressure, patient during delays, and focused despite distractions. They do not allow temporary failures to define their future, nor do they allow temporary victories to make them complacent. They understand that every season, whether difficult or rewarding, has something valuable to teach. Another essential quality is the willingness to keep learning. One of the greatest dangers of success is believing you have already arrived. The moment you stop growing is the moment you begin falling behind. The world continues to change. Industries continue to evolve, and new challenges appear every day. Those who remain curious, teachable, and adaptable continue to grow regardless of their achievements. They understand that success is not a finish line, but a lifelong journey of improvement. Every book they read, every lesson they learn, every piece of constructive feedback they accept becomes another investment in the person they are becoming. Humility protects success from becoming arrogance. It reminds you that no accomplishment makes you greater than the discipline that created it. Humble people continue working when others become comfortable. They listen when others stop learning. They appreciate the people who helped them along the way and recognize that every achievement was built through consistent effort, meaningful relationships, and countless opportunities. Humility keeps your mind open, your heart grateful, and your focus on serving rather than seeking recognition. It prevents success from becoming a source of pride that ultimately leads to decline. Sustaining success also requires balance. Many people achieve impressive goals but lose their health, relationships, or peace of mind along the journey. Real success is not measured by one area of life while every other area suffers. A meaningful life is built by protecting your physical health, strengthening your mental resilience, investing in your family and friendships, and maintaining a clear sense of purpose. When these areas remain strong, success becomes something you can enjoy instead of something you constantly fear losing. A balanced life provides stability during uncertain seasons and keeps your achievements grounded in what truly matters. Patience is another characteristic of people who sustain long-term success. They understand that meaningful accomplishments require time, and they do not allow impatience to tempt them into shortcuts. Shortcuts often produce quick rewards but weak foundations. Strong foundations are built through consistent effort, ethical decisions, and a willingness to do the right thing even when no one is watching. Every honest decision strengthens your future, while every compromise weakens it. The person you become during the journey is always more valuable than the reward waiting at the destination. Perhaps the greatest difference between temporary success and lasting success is identity. Temporary success is built around what you achieve, but lasting success is built around who you become. Achievements can be taken away by changing circumstances, but character, discipline, wisdom, and resilience remain with you wherever you go. When your identity is rooted in growth instead of recognition, you continue improving regardless of your current position. You no longer chase success to prove your worth because you understand that your greatest achievement is becoming someone capable of creating value, leading with integrity, and inspiring others through consistent example. When you become that person, success is no longer something you occasionally experience. It becomes the natural result of the life you choose to live every single day. Here's a powerful and inspiring ending that matches the motivational, purpose-driven style of the speech. As you leave today, remember this: 6 months will pass, whether you change or not. Time never slows down, and it never waits for the perfect moment. The only question is who you will become by the time those 6 months are over. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need perfect conditions or unlimited resources. You only need the courage to make one decision: to show up every day, to stay disciplined when motivation fades, to keep learning when progress feels slow, and to believe in the person you are becoming before anyone else can see it. Your future is not determined by one extraordinary day. It is shaped by the ordinary choices you make every single day. Every habit, every sacrifice, every lesson, and every step forward is building a life that your future self will either thank you for or regret missing. So make the decision today. Commit to the next 6 months with everything you have. Work in silence, grow with purpose. Stay consistent when no one is watching. Trust the process when the results are invisible. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that these 6 months were not just a season of hard work. They were the turning point that changed your life forever. Your new life isn't 6 years away. It isn't 6 months away. It begins with the choice you make today. Thank you